know just how much to show, to know what to do. Just jump in the queue, it's down to you. So what you gonna do? All in the queue, it's hella to you. All in the queue, just check out the view. All in the queue. To be in the know, just come watch the show, to know what to do. Just jump in the queue, it's hella to you. So what you gonna do? All in the queue, it's hella to you. All in the queue, it's check out the view. All in the queue.
Oh, y'all, excuse me, because you know how much I hate to interrupt your scroll. So let me hurry up and get through this, because you can go back to do what you gotta do, and I can go back to doing what I gotta do. And I made an illustration just to make it easier for everybody. All right, this is me, and this is you. Okay, and this could be a family, friend, co-worker, alone in the world with a little cat dog. I don't care who it is, to whom it may concern. However, when we get together, it is now us. You know what always gets me is when we first start out, it's always cool, calm, and collected. I like it that way. But somewhere along the lines, you realize, this is you once again, realizing that you like to play games. Okay, you have become so fascinated with playing games that now all of a sudden you think that you could play with me. Here's you thinking that you can play with me. That's crazy. It's honestly crazy, but obviously you like to live on the edge. Okay, now you realize that you found a new love for these games, that you want to incorporate them in your everyday lifestyle. You are dedicated to the process. You are even willing to bet it all. Now, here's this person who knows what I know. And they know that you are in a great deal of trouble, okay? What a dummy is what you call it. Because to bet all of that and to only be left with my ass to kiss is diabolical. It's honestly insane if you ask me. All right now. All right, because the thing is this. Let me break it down for anybody who may be a little confused in translation. Here you are with the right idea, but the wrong bitch. Okay? It's very simple. It's extremely simple, okay? Right idea, once again, wrong bitch. Yeah. So now that I have gotten wind of what you think is about to take place, I am pointing you in the direction of where maybe someone would like to play games, okay? Which is all the way over there, okay? Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. Okay, I want you to go further, and further, and further away. You're so excited to continue on with these games that you're like, how much further do I have to go? You are so busy making your way downtown, walking fast, okay? You want to get there, you're excited. And even through all of this, even through it all, I'm still being a good Samaritan, a team player, if you will. I grab my magnifying glass because I am determined to help you find you something safe to do. All right, y'all. Well, look, share with those who need to know. Have a good one.
Hey y'all, good evening. Good evening. How you doing? What is going on with you guys today? I know there's a lot going on today. I know that there are a lot of people on giving their reviews of Tiffany's interview today, or those thanks interview today. Let me get to speaking. Hey, Cheryl Day, how you doing? Cheryl Day, I hope you somewhere inside your truck, safe and warm. Temperatures are ridiculous here in Illinois, so make sure you're warm. Babe Solo, how are you? Baby Seal, how you doing? If you would, please like, share, and subscribe. If you would, please just make sure you like the video, whether you stay or you don't stay. If you would, please just like the video. Hey, Kenneth Dawkins, how are you? I know that there are loads of people live right now, but I'm gonna give my review of the interview on Wednesday, as I will be at the township meeting on tomorrow. Hey, I ain't going. What up, Philly? What it do? Hey, Jim, how you doing? I will be giving my review of Lil Stank's interview on Wednesday. Um, you left Evansville and the cold ain't the word. I'm telling you, listen, go ahead, step out there so you can get frostbite. Um, I know. There are loads of people that are live giving their reviews and doing what they do, and it's fine. Uh, Makes me no difference. I actually have a different perspective and some different information to give you all today. I actually want to start in a different place, if that's okay. Like I said, I'm going to give my review of the interview on Wednesday. But what I want to do is give some background information to who and what we are dealing with. Hey, Carol Morton, how you doing? You doing good? I hope you are. Um, I want to give some background information to who and what we are dealing with. I'll say about the interview today that I was very disappointed because of what I'm going to go over with you all in just a few moments. That is the reason why I am disappointed with the interview that happened today. But I think what I have to show you and what I have to tell you will bring your understanding to why you saw what you saw today uh, and why it happened. But I felt like we needed to start in a place of who are we dealing with, right? I feel like that makes sense for me, just because on this platform, absolutely not going to bash anyone, but we are going to lay out the facts. Uh, we're going to go off of the people's actions that we are talking about. Hey, Susie Q215 is in the building. Almost missed you. We are going to lay out some facts. I'm going to tell y'all some things so that we can begin to understand why we saw the interview that we saw today. We have heard all of these things. Hey, Miss Lisa J. We have heard all of these things from Little Stank before. We've heard these lies from Little Stank before. In every interview that she's ever done, we've heard them. Okay. I was taken off the bank account. Like she don't know why she was taken off the bank account. She failed to tell the person today that she didn't want to be on the bank account in Thornton Township. She didn't want a credit card in her name at first. She didn't want anything in her name. You know, all of these things are things that she failed to state. There's a post in Dalton Politics, and I want to talk about it right quick before I get into my presentation. Hey, Lisa Lee. Hey, Winky Wonder. How you doing? I know that there's loads of people on tonight. You know, you guys do what you do. Feel free to move around and do, you know, what you do. You know, it just is what it is. I want to talk about this post in Dalton Politics right quick. It says, someone wrote this. I'm not going to say who wrote it, but it says, so maybe somebody that's been boots on the ground can make this make sense to me. Tiffany loves to say she doesn't deal with anything when it comes to money being spent on the village. But why is she upset that she was removed from the bank account and Jason was added? She even stated in the same segment that the trustees are involved in spending, so shouldn't the senior trustee be included? Hey, Prima Donna. This is what I asked the person that wrote that. You guys let me know what you feel about what I wrote them. I wrote, this was my comment. Question for you. If a person has been proven a liar, Why would they be telling the truth now? She left out so many details about why she was taken off the bank account. Reason one, and really the only reason you need. When she was on the bank account, she wrote a check for $500K plus for her mom's driveway with only one signature, hers. When there is an ordinance that states you need two signatures. Please stop believing anything Lil Stank says. She is a habitual liar. Okay? So make it make sense to me why we always sit there and listen to Lil Stank when we know she gonna tell a lie. Because we know we can see with our eyes. When you FOIA the papers and you see the inconsistencies that we see, when we saw the check with only one signature on it and it was hers, make that make sense, right? This is what my dad used to tell me. A dog ain't never gonna be a cat. I mean, it's just not gonna happen. A dog is never gonna be a cat. So I'm gonna talk about the interview on Wednesday because I have, I have to do visuals. We have to have receipts over here. So we'll have receipts over here. Also, she never even said that she wrote a whole bunch of checks to cash too while she was on the account. Who do that? Why would you be doing that? That can't continue. It has to be stopped. Good evening, Marcus Harmon. Okay. All right. So, that was my question to that person. A dog ain't never going to be a cat. If she's been proven a liar, why would she be telling the truth now? Question. That's just my question. If you would, please hit the like button. We about to get into a few things. And that's the issue I have right now. Spending time watching coverage of her and actually being present in space and time with my family caused the lie. Okay? And that's why I don't even listen to her talk. It's all the lie. Constant and habitually. So I feel like I can give y'all my review on Wednesday. I'll let everybody, I'll let everybody get the views, and because I'm not really about that. We need to start educating each other, and we need to start being educated on the people that we are following and what we're doing. That's very important. Okay. Hey, Latasha B. James. I'm glad you're back. The people gave Tiffany a chance and it didn't work out. All this mess wasn't just all of a sudden with no facts. Correct, right? The interview today made me feel like this person trying to act like they haven't seen this person all over the news, or they haven't heard about any of the things that this person was doing. Okay, we'll talk about that on Wednesday. Right now, I have some other things to talk with you about. So for the super producer, right? Because I don't like to pass judgment without having all of the pieces, right? So I feel like the pieces are who are the people, right? So today, the interview was done by Cleopatra Draper at Wvon. She also mentioned that the boss was Melody Span Cooper. So we are getting ready to get in to first Cleopatra Draper. We're going to get ready to get into who she is and why did we get this interview as a journalist, which I consider myself a journalist, because if I can present you both sides of the story, I will. You have to have willing participants. I have asked so many people to come on this platform. I'm actually tired of asking people to come on this platform. I've sent letters. I have properly asked in a professional manner for people to come on this platform in order to deliver to you guys both sides of whatever story we're going to hear. Okay. And I actually don't form an opinion either way. I try to present you guys with the information. And I don't actually form an opinion either way until I get both sides. If I don't get both sides, then I'm usually like, you know, I can deal with the information that I have, and I can make a decision based on the information that I have. And that's what I have. And so, you know, I will try to make a educated decision based on that. Is this what you told me not to watch? I told you not to watch Marcus Harmon, but I'm not doing that tonight. What I told you not to watch, I'm not doing tonight. I'm actually educating tonight on the interviewer and the owner of WVON, because we need to know who these people are, and we need to understand why we got the interview that we got, and we just need to accept it, is what I feel like. We need to accept what we got, and we need to act accordingly, I feel like. And when I say act accordingly, I feel like if you feel like you should write a letter or an email, if you feel like you should leave a comment, then you should leave a comment. But I want you to be armed with the information that you need to be armed with about why, so that you can decide if it's worth your time to do any of those things. I wonder how much she got paid from, or how much she paid the station to actually listen to her BS. Lisa J, I'm going to show you that it was neither of those things, unfortunately. Lil Stank said you are called a journalism. I know that's right. Girl done already tagged Melody on that BS, but do your stuff right now. Cause ain't no investigation like I know that ain't no investigation like a SP investigation. I'm tell you. Hey Black Pearl, hello super producer. You and I both wore their asses out in the comments of that. Yes, we did. I don't know what your real name is, but boy, we took them out. Okay, yes, we did. Black Pearl, high five, we did. Okay, they are in cahoots and actually have some things in common. But let me hush and wait to get here on Wednesday. Right, Latasha? We will discuss. We're going to discuss it now. These people are full of crap and like being involved in foolishness. That's what Marcus Harmon said. What up, Unbroken Angel? I love how you spoke to the candidate, Cassandra, when she was on Martin's channel. Thank you, babe Solo. We always got to keep it cute. I'm very classy. I'm very demure. I'm behind on the comments, so give me a minute. They are two of a kind. Your channel is of integrity, which those people lack. I'm trying. Hey, Butterfly Girl. She didn't have to pay them. They are in cahoots, okay? She didn't have to pay them, and I'm going to show you why. Yes, she stole signs too. I came to your channel to continue to be informed about this corruption in the community of Dalton. Babe Solo, thank you so much. Babe Solo, I've actually met you in person. Lovely person. And thank you for joining the community. Okay? All right. So let's get into it. Because listen, ain't no investigation like the SP investigation. And we about to do it right now. Okay? Doesn't matter who is in the room. Just make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share. Okay? If you can. They both got caught stealing opponent signs. Okay. I feel like Tiffany is not going to answer real questions. She just repeats her talking points. Any of you is pointless. All of that, Winky Wonder. That's why I didn't want to spend my time doing that today. We're going to spend our time doing an investigation today. So the unanswered questions file, a super producer investigation. Okay? We got to start looking at all the people, and we have to start you know just finding out information, and then we'll be able to make educated decisions about where our money should go, where our support should go, and all of those things. Okay. And yeah, Winky Wonder, all of this. And I'm very disappointed by that, because I consider myself to be a journalist. At least that's my aspiration. And I just didn't feel like that was a great representation of what journalism uh, in my community, the Black and Brown community, should be. Okay. Hey, Jacqueline Johnson, how are you? All right, let's get into this investigation. Ugh, let me see what y'all seeing. I don't like what y'all seeing. Okay, there you go. Hold on, Jace. There you go. All right. Can we identify the right bones? Okay. What happened to Cleopatra? I actually don't know what happened to Cleopatra, but we're going to watch this, right? And this is Cleopatra. They don't look like the same person, do they? I've done this before where I've showed you people's before picture, right? And then I show you their after picture, right? So Cleopatra Jones, this, you see this YouTube watch right here? Do you see how she looks like Black Power? She looks like she is about to, you know, be a voice for the Black community, right? Natural hair. She's got like a Black Panther beret on. I want you to listen to how she speaks in this, okay? Because we need to know what happened to this Cleopatra. What happened? Does anybody want to know? Y'all want to hear it? I'm gonna play it. And I'm actually gonna skip to minute 1916. I'll link all these videos to so that you all okay.
To where's our opportunities of procurement? So when you talk about rebuilding Black Chicago, understand that is a Black excellence and there's a demand. $40 billion came out from Pritzker's budget. Now,
Did she just say Black excellence? I don't think what we saw today was Black excellence, but that's what she's talking about here.
not once but twice. 1% of that went to Black businesses. That's unacceptable. Wow. But if you don't know the numbers and you don't have people echoing the problem to educate, it's a lot.
Did she just say if you don't know the numbers? But she sat down and talked with Lil Stank about numbers and didn't know any. She didn't know any numbers.
A lot of miseducation when it comes to politics and just the whole understanding from a business lens of what's really happening. All you hear is, well, I'm on the ground a lot. When we gonna get a grocery store? And what they gonna do with this? And when they gonna do that? Who the hell is they? Until you realize you are they, you control your destiny in your own community. You're the captain of your fate. You elect your leader. You hire and fire them. They represent you. The people hold the power.
Now I am confusion. Yeah, I am confusion. Did y'all just hear what she said? Now y'all saw that interview today, but did you just hear what she said? That we elected people, that we have the power, that they work for us. But she didn't say none of that today in the interview. Did y'all see? Did y'all? Okay. Okay. Let's go.
And until that really resonates, a lot of times we have been so oppressed and beat down where we don't feel like we're in control. Oh, you have total control, absolute control. And that is the premise of rebuilding Black Chicago. It's whatever you envision, but you have to work for it. You have to be steadfast and committed. Nobody's going to come and do it for you. Ain't no white horse riding. I'll tell you that much. And if they are riding through your community, they're coming to take something. Only you can be the change you want to see. So that's why I stepped up, and I'm really taking this serious and trying my best, not even trying, I am doing my best to understand entrepreneurship and businesses and the functionality of the true functionality of a chamber of commerce.
Y'all, this, do you all now see why I am so disappointed in the interview that was delivered to us today? But wait, let me skip to minute 25:15.
As for me riding with Biden, I ain't had no problem saying that. This is what we have until we do better. The call to the Democratic Party is to begin the grooming of talent. So if you feel you got talent, step up in your community, raise the flag, and demand to be acknowledged by moving metrics where you live. Don't tell me what you think you can do. Show me what you've done in your community. How are you changing your own environment? And then I'm willing to take a gamble on what you can do on the next level in a branch of government, because that's what it's about. So don't knock 47 years of experience. Joe Biden is, I truly believe it is his season. And for his background, a lot of Black folks are hollering the 94 crime bill. Well, it's a litany of legislators that are on that 94 crime bill, a litany. Well, he never apologized. That apology won't change the fact that both my parents have been incarcerated for different reasons.
Oh, did y'all hear that? She said an apology won't change anything. But she wanted y'all to accept an apology from Lil Stank today. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who saw the interview today and saw her try to tell us to accept an apology from Lil Stank today? Who saw it? Master G, this right here, we need to get this right here figured out. They all are the same. Tell you what you want to hear until they get into position and then show you their natural black. That part. Okay. Did y'all just hear her say that an apology won't change anything? But she wanted us to accept an apology today from Lil Stank. You say you saw a Babe Solo? Okay, I'm just checking. Child. Now let's skip to minute 31:10.
To see. And in relation to all of that kind of stuff, what has been, as a millennial, what has been your take on like the Black Lives Matter movement in terms of, I mean, it's been around for about almost a decade now, after, the killing of Trayvon Martin. For me, I was when I was in the 4th or 5th grade when I like heard that kind of stuff. And it like, gain that kind of attention. And then after that, not with Black Lives Matter, but in regards to school shootings. And then I've seen like, Sandy Hook was one of the first ones where I like was walking home from school and I like wow, something has to change. Like, I mean, this is on video. Like they've caught, George Zimmerman, these cops, and you heard Trayvon and all the other stuff. This is an open and shut case. This guy came in and slaughtered all these children and teachers. That should be an open and shut case, gun reform, but nothing has happened. So I just wanted to like get your insights on those kind of things and like probably where you were in your life at those moments, and like how if those has like shaped you or like has influenced you to do anything or has stuck with you or anything like that.
Well, unfortunately, those moments have not ceased.
Exactly. Right.
It's to a point where if I'm blessed to live to see grandchildren, I will tell them scary stories of 2020. And according to my sister and my cousin, it all started with a Popeye sandwich. And it just went downhill from there. And it's leading me to a point where one would need to chronicle. Like I'm to the point of writing a journal because it's so much trauma. Because these aren't situations. These are life-altering experiences of constant trauma and terror to be reminded of how it is to be Black in America. And I want it formed and shaped like that because that's the message that is constantly sending for us to stay in our place. That message has been sent since we were handed down the delivery of the Reconstruction era. And then for those of us that got the message late on Juneteenth, they got a reminder too. So what I want to say is that there's a clear distinction between the political parties. And what one must also recognize is there's been the most mass shootings in the Trump administration than any other administration in our American history. And to see him not acknowledge it is because of his protection of, your gun rights, your Second Amendment rights, that has been widely abused, loosely written.
So let me know why she didn't want to acknowledge that Lil Spank has misappropriated funds. Again, we are doing this why? Because we need to know how we got to the interview that we got to today. But we need to know who these people are in our community. We need to know. Okay? Tiff was her special guest to debut her show, her midday show today. Maybe it was a favor to attract listeners. She's trading integrity for a new job. What you don't know is she was on Wvon previously. She's been on other radio stations. She has followers. And I would never trade my integrity for followers. It's unfortunate that that's the time we're living in. I don't know if she was reading off a paper. But we definitely didn't get that Cleopatra Draper for the interview today. Let's continue our investigation. Are y'all ready? Let's go. Now, we go from the BLM, the Black Panther Party, to what we're about to witness in this video.
Now at 5, a Fox 32 exclusive. A candidate for alderman accused of stealing her opponent's signs. She denied it until Mike Flannery showed her the video.
Cleopatra Draper was at her campaign office on 103rd Street on January 9th. Our surveillance camera caught her departing. Then another recorded Draper walk over to pull up a sign for 9th Ward City Council member Anthony Beale, the man she's trying to unseat. She then put it in her vehicle. Well, have you ever removed the signs?
So listen.
Today, when we spoke to Draper, she initially would not answer when asked if she'd been removing her rival signs in the far South Side ward. Then we showed her the video. So how many signs have you removed of his?
You see that one sign on that corner on 103rd? That's garbage.
By coincidence, Sheila Robinson, an ally of Tony Beale, happened to be driving by as Draper grabbed Beale's campaign sign.
I thought that was just kind of low. It was not a good look at all for a candidate to be caught pulling up someone else's signs.
A few days after that incident, another surveillance camera recorded someone removing several of Beale's signs from the block where he lives. Draper said she was not involved in that incident.
And signs started coming up missing. I got a call from somebody on 73rd Street and called and said, hey, I'm looking at a dumpster full of your signs. And, we went over there and saw it was over 100 signs put in a dumpster.
Larger yard signs like this one are being used by Tony Beale and other candidates as early voting is about to begin and campaign emotions start to run high. They're a bit harder to remove. On 111th Street in Pullman, I'm political editor Mike Flannery.
Now, did not Miss Draper have the same look on her face that Lil Stank had on her face when the news reporter asked her who paid for the Vegas trip? The looks was the same to me. I don't know about y'all, but to me they were. But how did we get from that first Cleopatra to that Cleopatra? Paul Roberts says, was Cleopatra willing to do anything to get high ratings for her first regular show? She even teased us by asking Tiffany where she went wrong. Indeed, we saw she was willing to do just that. Glasses, dead giveaway, child. So do y'all recognize the white man? Good old dame. Did she believe she was running too fast for the camera? She probably did. Now we know where Tiffany get the stealing of the signs from. Allegedly. Hey, Charlie Montgomery. Paul, it came from the head of the station down, allegedly. Allegedly is right. We're going to get into that in just a minute. But how? Like how are we, what is happening to these people? What is happening? The first Cleopatra Draper, seemed like a very aware, a very for the people person. Seemed like a very, upstanding, knows the issues, wants to fight against them person. At least that's what they presented. Then we see a person who is trying to run for office, alderman of the 9th Ward, actually, in Chicago. And they are stealing signs of their opponent. I don't know how we get there. Okay? I don't know how we get there. Now, this is what I call receipts. Now it all makes sense. Okay, Master G, I have to do things this way on my channel because I got to start at the beginning. Because I often ask myself this question. How does a villain become a villain? right? They don't just, I mean, if we look at all of the Marvel comics, right? Something happens to the person to turn them into a villain. At least that's the way I look at it. But gotta have receipts over here. Paul Roberts, why you be stalking Stank Booty at the Hooters, right? Looking in the window. Child. Nobody wasn't looking in the window at her. And she at Hooters every day. So if you go over there, you might see her and she might say you stalking her. Like, girl, stay out the Hooters then. Y'all don't take me off topic because I could be all day on that mess. Okay? The circle Tiffany is in is widening. Well, at least it seems that way to us. This could have been the circle all along. Stay with me. We going somewhere. All right? Let's get back to it. Okay, and did she just lie on national TV? Did she lie on national TV and say that wasn't her? Okay, child. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it. All right, now, let me tell you. So she was running against Anthony Beale. Anthony Beale has been the alderman of the Ninth Ward since 2000. Okay, he was going to be in his seventh term. Hey, golfer. Integrity is seen when people see you, but you don't know they are watching, not by what you say you are. That's correct. Hey, strawberry shortcake. Or could it be that they've been that way all along, but it just takes them to get a hold of some real money to bring it out of them? Maybe Latasha B. James. I'm just trying to figure out how we got there. Because even if you see money, it doesn't belong to you. I mean, I don't know. I just need to know. I need to know the answers to these questions, or at least I need to try to reconcile in my mind why these people are doing these things. How are they changing? Why are they changing? I don't really believe anything Tiffany says because I know someone just like her. But she said the lawyers are behind everyone and she's going to expose them. This lady might have someone too. Child. Don't you be listening, Lil Stank. It's a whole bunch of things going on. Lil Stank better be careful. She probably loves Hooters. She is giving stuff and she most meetings. Oh my God. All right. So again, let's talk. We're gonna talk about this. I'm here to show y'all this. Now I just told y'all Anthony Beale was the alderman. Let me put my face back on the screen. Was the alderman that Cleopatra Draper was going up against. She went up against him twice. She lost both times. Both times. Okay? Lost both times. It's about controlling others, Mashia. Okay? I feel like we'll talk about it in a second. So she went up against Anthony Beale. She lost both times. So she's salty. She's probably salty. She's upset. She probably thinks she deserved that seat. She wanted to do big things for her ward, which was Ward 9. She had big plans, but the people didn't see it her way. And they didn't vote for her. They voted for Anthony. Every time. Each time. Fast forward to 2024. Okay? Fast forward to 2024. All right? This is why y'all look at this sheet. This is why I said, how petty can you be? Somewhat, a little bit, half and half, petty patty. And did this help or did this hurt the residents of the Ninth Ward in Chicago? You want to know what I'm talking about? Let's talk about it. It says Alderman Anthony Beale drops out of race for the Democratic Party post in the Ninth Ward. That was January the 4th, 2024 is when this was written. Alderman Anthony Beale, the Ninth Ward, has dropped out of the race for a 7th term as the Democratic Party ward boss in his ward after a political opponent convinced a hearing officer he didn't have enough signatures to get on the ballot. This is why I've been getting so pissed about these electoral hearings. Did you see what that said? It said a political opponent convinced a hearing officer. Now, how can you convince a hearing officer? Because as I showed y'all, there's a process, right? There's a process that is supposed to take place. Okay? There's a process that's supposed to take place. All right, let's continue because you're not gonna believe this. They said a political opponent, right? Beale has been the Ninth Ward Democratic committee person since 2000. But earlier this week, a hearing officer with the Chicago Board of Election Commissioners determined he hadn't gathered enough valid signatures to make it on the March primary ballot. Beale needed 674 valid signatures to survive the challenge from what? Cleopatra Draper, who lost twice when she ran against Beale for his city council seat in 2019 and 2023. The full elections board had been scheduled to vote on Friday on the hearing officer's recommendation that Beale be removed from the ballot. But he withdrew as a candidate on Thursday, making Draper's challenge moot. Beale had been the only candidate to file nominating petitions to appear on the ballot as Ninth Ward Democratic Committee person. Potential candidates can still seek to run as a write-in candidates by filing a declaration of intent by January 19th. To win as a write-in candidate, that person needs at least 674 votes, according to a spokesperson for the city's election board. If no candidate files a write-in or fails to reach that threshold, a Cook County Democratic Party could appoint someone to fill the vacancy. Ward committee persons help their party decide which candidates to endorse in elections and help fill vacancies in elected offices. They also help the party with fundraising efforts and organize get out the vote efforts at election time. Horrible. Hey, Dave from New Zealand. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see what that woman done? Dirty, dirty. Dirty, dirty. Okay? Listen. Okay? Is it becoming clear now, Mashia? Okay? Okay? This is why I feel like Keefus is Cleopatra Draper or Watson the same person? I do believe so. Allegedly, they all in this together to steal from each other community they're working in. This is why this electoral process, this objector stuff, we have to do something about this. We need to do something about that process. This man has been alderman of this ward for 7 terms. In fact, she telling her what direction to go in to bump folks out. Okay, I'm just bringing the information. You guys, y'all know what to do. I'm just giving you the information. That's it. But that was horrible. Okay? Just to show you what type of person we're dealing with. These people not for the community. Because I feel like if you're running and I'm running, I should not be sending anybody to challenge you, and I should not be challenging you, because guess what? We should have a fair fight. If I think I'm the better candidate, I need to state my case to the residents and let the residents decide. Is he a good, honest alderman all these years? He's been a good alderman as far as I could tell. I haven't looked him up, but the people have chosen him every year for 7 terms. Every year for 7 terms. I would have to do a little bit more digging on him. That is the only fact that I know about him. So I can't state either way if he's been good or bad. All I can tell you is for 7 terms, the people have chosen him. They chose him over her twice, 2019 and 2023. All right. Well, let's go. I hate this so bad. Stop. All right. What bones is she burying now? Just a question. What bones? What bones is she burying now? Also, these people treat the community like as if no one don't have no understanding what's going on. Their part. They're doing whatever, whenever, however they want. Now, I saw earlier, people were asking, what do they do? How do they, how do they get in contact? How do they post their feelings? Or how do they, say whatever they want to say? If you want to send Alderman Bill some encouragement, this is how you reach him. If you want to make a statement to Miss Draper, this is how you reach her. I'll try to link all these things to the video. Okay? Y'all do whatever you want to do with the information. But it's there. All right? Now let's go. All right. Now, we're gonna talk about something else. Listen. During the interview, they could see all the comments that we were making on Facebook, and I would imagine they were on YouTube too. I'm not totally sure, but that's just what I'm guessing. Because I did see it on YouTube. I was on Facebook wearing them out, so I don't know what was happening on YouTube. If I had known they was on YouTube, but I would have been over there wearing them out too. Okay? See, it's interesting to me that no one ever talks or seems interested in the Republican candidates in the vicinity. Sure, I have invited the Republican candidate for supervisor. I have invited him and his slate on this platform to try to bring you all the information. I've gotten a response. They said they was coming on, but they have not. And I reached out to them again and said, will you be coming on this platform? Let's try to set something up this week. So then what? You can only make a decision with the information that you have. I've reached out to everyone. I told y'all I'm actually tired of reaching out to people. So I'm going to give you the information that I have, and I'm going to present to you the people that are agreed to come on this platform. And that's all that I can do. I don't know what else to say. So now we're going to move into another portion. Yes, Orlando, that's all I can do. But as the super producer, I'm going to try, because this platform is for the residents. I am unbiased in my presentation of the information. I don't tell you guys one way or the other how to think. Okay? But, it is what it is. And that could be it. Nope, not even. So, now we're going to move into the next portion. Y'all let me know if I'm boring y'all. I don't want to bore anybody. But I want to get this information to you so that on Wednesday, when we go into my thoughts about the actual interview, we have our background and our foundation laid. Okay? That's what I want to do. I think the silence says a lot about who they are, especially if they said they would come on and now they are ghosting. Sends me bad vibes. Okay? You're welcome, Foxy Roxy. Yeah, I'm going to absolutely try. I'm going to send professional letters, or I'm going to reach out via social media, and I'm going to absolutely extend an invitation. But, okay, good. This is not boring. I need this. Okay, good. That's true. We have two small towns right next door to each other. One votes them, the other Republican. Every time perplexing. I don't see how. I mean, I do see how, because maybe they're getting information. Maybe the side that votes Republican is getting to be face to face with those Republican candidates. And, maybe the Dems are on the other side. I don't know. The next portion that we're going into is the disappointing portion for me. It is the portion, that's why I named this the question files, because I have some questions about, maybe not so much about why the interview was given, but the manner in which the interview was given, in juxtaposition to the legacy of this radio station, Wvon. We're getting ready to watch something. It's about 10 minutes long. You need to watch it. If you're not paying attention to the screen, that's fine. But as far as needing to hear this information, I don't put anything in my investigation or my visuals that I don't think you need to know. I think that what we're about to watch here is very important. It's very important to why this interview was so offensive today. And with that being said, I'm going to play this video. I'm going to come down off the screen so that you all can be able to see it full screen and make sure you can see it. But I want you to listen to the history of this radio station and the reason why I was so disappointed, and the reason that I feel like this interview was so offensive today. Okay? That also depends on the makeup of the towns. Yeah. You're welcome, Broken Angel. William Galvaneski. It was so obvious the host, Miss Draper, was trying to help Lil Stank get reelected. Can you say pay? Okay. It was no payoff needed, William, but it was obvious that she was trying to help her. And now let's look at this presentation. Okay? All right, let's go.
WVON told our story. Not only did they tell our story, they had lived our story.
And so VON became a kind of oasis in the desert.
WVON is where community came to the table and discussed everything in Chicago.
It's relevant and it's needed and it's impactful and it's having an effect throughout the country.
It was April 1963, and the civil rights movement was in full swing. In Chicago, the Great Migration had brought thousands of African Americans to the city in search of a better future. And in a storefront on South Michigan Avenue, two Polish immigrants, Leonard and Phil Chess, had created an empire of blues and R&B music.
They had created Chess Records. It was huge. It was the home of Muddy Waters and Lil Howlin' Wolf and Etta James.
But at that time, few radio stations played the music from the Chess label. So the brothers hatched a plan to buy a radio station that could feature their amazing roster of artists.
They pulled talent from all across the city, all up and down the radio dial, and put it on this one signal, on the 1450 signal. And that's how the station came to be. WVON, the voice of the Negro.
Leonard Chess was a genius in picking artists. So when he got a hold of this radio station, he put that genius mind to work and made it the number one radio station in the nation. There never has been anything like it. WVON 1450, only 1,000 watts in the daytime, 250 watts at night. We were the giant killer.
And now from Good Guy Radio, WVON, it's the Lucky Cordell Show.
I really think that it wasn't just for the music. I think Leonard was astute enough to realize that there was no voice in the Black community.
WVON was my first experience of music, and it was experience of what radio really was all about, you know, that you felt connected. There were two Chicagos, and this was my part of Chicago.
Now from Good Guy Radio, WVON, it's the Herb Kid Show.
WVON, good guys, not the bad guys, but the good guys.
And they all had their own monikers. Ed Nassau Daddy Cook, Bill Butterball Crane, Purvis Spann the Blues Man, Herb Kent the Cool Gent, E. Rodney Jones the Mad Lad.
As an all-black R&B station in Chicago, it caught on fire. It was the biggest thing that ever happened. And I remember, like, WLS called us. They said, "Who are you guys?" Because they looked at the Arbitron and they thought we were number one, and it knocked them out.
But you couldn't hear the Temptations on those stations. You could not hear Diana Ross on those stations. And so VON became a kind of oasis in the desert. And then many whites began to gravitate to VON as a kind of cultural oasis in this vast desert.
In 1963, there were so many things that were going on, and it was a great time for the station to get started. With the civil rights movement at its height, it just all tied in together.
Wesley South had Hotline, which was the nightly talk show. Dr. Martin Luther King came on the station several times.
This is the Hotline.
Dr. King?
Yes.
Don't you think that the main key to freedom for Negroes in Chicago lies in a larger involvement in political activity?
Yes, I would absolutely agree with you. I don't think there's any one way to solve the problem. And because of the complexity of the problem, it means that we must use a diversified approach.
It was very exciting whether we were here with him or listening to him on the radio, because people was raising questions to Dr. King about almost like, what you doing here? And they was antagonistic toward what Dr. King was doing, because we was shaking it up in Chicago, you know.
People that listen to VON were very pleased that he would pick up the cause in Chicago and make it his national platform.
I remember being in Memphis when Dr. King was killed. I was on the ground. He was on the balcony. And I ran to where he was, 3 or 4 of us. And I immediately called Mrs. King. Said Dr. King has been shot. And I hung up. I then called VON news outlet. So VON was the first station in the country to have the announcement Dr. King had been shot. And Dr. King, we lost our source of hope. We lost our radiance. We lost our pillar of strength, and people just exploded.
It was a time of just total chaos, not just in Chicago, but around the country.
There was rioting on the west side. They were burning the whole west side down. I made a call, brought all the disc jockeys in, and for 24 hours, we asked our people not to do this in the name of Dr. King.
And all we did was talk to people and tell them, please don't tear your stuff up. And we had gangs called in, the police called in, and ultimately we cooled that down.
For 24 hours, we didn't go home. I mean, it was like we just rotated the disc jockeys. That was one of our most proud accomplishments.
Over the years, WVON provided a critical forum for important voices in the African American community, including a Hyde Park congressman who heard destiny call his name.
Many people believe that it was WVON that kind of sparked the Harold Washington movement.
We were really fighting. We had fought Jane Byrne, and we decided that we had to do something about that. So VON was able to tell our story because Lou Palmer was here.
He was a well-respected journalist, but he had this radio commentary called Lou's Notebook. And he began to chant, "We will see in 83. We will see in 83.
So we kept leaning on Harold Washington. Finally, he came up and said, okay, I'll do that, but you've got to register 100,000 people and you've got to raise so much money. And WVON was very instrumental in that.
This community was on fire. Every house had a Washington poster in it. It was a movement that could not be stopped.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next mayor of the city of Chicago.
VON had the pulse. The minority station had his fingers on the pulse of the majority community. And so the key, in terms of outlet to Harold's winning was WVON. Because that's where we could talk about it, we could work through our contradictions, we could organize, we could mobilize.
WVON was not afraid to go out and be an advocate for that campaign.
Mainstream media saw one thing, and WVON, The Defender, and so many other people saw something else. We saw victory coming.
History was made tonight.
I remember this excitement in Chicago. I remember people flooding the streets. My mom putting buttons on us when we were headed to school. And I always remember, you want Harold? You got Harold.
You really got him now.
WVON was also instrumental in jump-starting the career of a former community organizer with a funny name.
Barack Obama was put in charge of a project here called Project Vote. And his charge was to get young people registered to vote. So that is his first engagement with the station. Then Barack Obama would call in. He was a regular listener and caller to the radio station.
He understood the importance of WVON, and WVON certainly did a lot to help his career.
And I believe that listenership became the individuals who were the ground game for President Obama. They went door to door to say, listen, I heard this guy on radio. I don't know if you know him. And that sparked more and more interest. And being intrigued, individuals are now saying, well, let me see what this guy's talking about.
He was masterful in being able to use the station to get his name out, but to really show people who he really was.
I don't believe that he would have become a U.S. Senator without this black voice of VON talking to this black community and letting them know that we have to come out to send this man to Washington.
If you think he's a great president, he's a better talk show host. I always told him, hey, if this politics thing doesn't work out, buddy, you got a job right here. He was phenomenal.
Good afternoon. It's 3:37. This is the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. I'm Cliff Kelly. And
WVON radio station is giving listeners and continues to give listeners an opportunity to talk about the issues that's relevant in their lives.
And so the listeners feel like not only are they engaged, but they're also adding to the conversation in a very valuable way to bring about the change we desire.
It takes its oath of radio seriously, of radio being something that serves community.
When I think about the people who have passed through these doors, who have touched these microphones, who have become part of our legacy, I am amazed. I know that God is sitting on the roof of this place. This is his favorite radio station.
Now, I hope you guys understand why I was disappointed with the interview today. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see the history and the legacy of that radio station? Did you see that that radio station is like a voice for the Black and brown community? Did you see that people listen to the radio station? Very disappointing what happened today. Very disappointing. And is, Lisa J. Alderman Dorothy Tillman is history. Okay? Okay? Do you all now understand why that interview was so concerning today? Cleopatra, you don't know what you have done. That part. That part. Jim C, yes, it started out to be a great thing. Dorothy Tillman's ex-husband is one of the members of the original Chicago Blues All-State with my dad. Wow. Hey, Karan. They look like two clowns. Good evening, beautiful. Thank you. You did quick work to produce this show tonight and have that footage. Listen, while I was giving them their work, okay, today in the chat, y'all saw Black Pearl say we was giving them the business. We was. While that was going on, I was multitasking and I was putting this together for you all tonight. I saw that interview earlier. What came out of Tiffany was expected, but it didn't take too long at all to see where the interviewer's agenda was going. And so I was focused more on her. I meant All Stars. Yeah, exactly. A historical landmark. Very important to Black history and the dignity of Black Americans. Sure. That part. Okay? That part. That's why. That's why I was disappointed in the interview today, because of the legacy of this station, because of the integrity that has come through this station. Yeah. All right, let's continue. Because wait, we're not done. All right. With that being said, so who is Melody Span Cooper? She's a CEO. She's an author. She's a Black entrepreneur. She's educated. She is literally Black history. Literally. Let me give you some history on. First, let me give you her background. That's what I'm going to do first. For me, I need to understand. I don't know about you guys, but I need to understand before I, judge things. Okay, so she's the president now. Guess who owned? There were two people that used to own this radio station. It was Wesley South and Purvis Spann. Purvis Spann was her father. She ended up being able to buy controlling interest in the radio station, and now she owns it. And she's the CEO and the president of it. Yeah. Show you guys the history. This is the history. Very rich history. Started by Chess Records, Field Chess. They felt like the Black community needed a voice. They needed their own radio station. And so they bought a radio station and they began to play all Black music. This right here, these are the next owners. They took over from the Chess Brothers and turned it into Midway Broadcasting Corporation. It's founded more than 40 years ago by Wesley South and Purvis Spann, who is Melody's father. There is a rich, deep history at this radio station. All right. Couple of things you need to know. Okay. Look at this. She went from radio intern to the radio station owner. Okay. Am I going to, on Wednesday, someone say this was the first show for the lady. This is not her first one, but yeah. Hey, Sharon Yasrael. I want you all to listen to something, okay? This might make things a little clearer about today, too. This woman is the first Black radio station owner. Tiffany, or Lil Stank, was the first what? Black female mayor of Dalton. I want you to listen to what she says. Span Cooper says every woman should possess these two characteristics. Listen to this.
I tell women all the time that it's not always what you know, it's who you know. You want to have the best relationships. You don't want to burn any bridges. You want to make the right connections, and you want to be authentic in what it is that you want, and you want to have integrity in it. Those two words, authenticity and integrity, will take you a long way, no matter what field you're in.
Did you hear her say, it's not what you know, it's who you know? Did you hear her say that? That was her advice. It's not what you know, it's who you know. You need to have an authenticity and integrity. Alan, exactly. That first line was very telling. She said, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Okay? Absolutely. Okay? But what we're working towards the why. The why. I want you to remember in your mind what she said. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And you don't want to burn any bridges. You got that? Okay. Now let's move. Let's move how we got to move so I can show y'all why I'm saying that. Okay? Show y'all why I'm saying that. I had a hunch today. All right, my feeling today, I felt like allegedly this was put together by Lil Stankabooty's mentor, who she claimed was who? Put it in the chat if you know who she said her mentor is. Put it in the chat. Okay, Lisa. Who did Lil Stankabooty say her mentor was? Come on, correctional officer. Come on. So that was my hunch today, right? And in my mind today, I set out to figure out how they connected. I wanted to know, okay, how? How? This is Lil Stank mentor right here on the screen. Correctional officer for lockdown. You are absolutely correct. Check this out. This, I think this happened last year. This was a Happy Black History and Women's History Month. All right, in Bronzeville. There were a series of events that happened that weekend. It's a whole weekend full of people, right? Full of people, different events going in and out. Look at this line right here. This says, let me start right here. Will Congressman Bobby Rush convince African American voters another Daley is worth to take over his father and brother's old seat? His endorsement has tongues wagging, along with another high-profile endorsement announcement by Dorothy Brown, giving her seal of approval to mayoral candidate Amara Enyia. Susana Mendoza snagged outside support of defeated Georgia gubernatorial Democratic candidate Senator Emil Jones and Bill Daley. Democratic candidate Stacey Abrams, sorry. All of these things are happening this weekend. Dorothy Brown is there, and guess who else is there? Right there. Melody Stan Cooper. All of these things are happening during this weekend, this Black History Month, this Women's Month. All of these things are happening. And this interview was probably an ask of Lil Stank's mentor. And what did Miss Span Cooper say in her video? You never burn a bridge. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Also want to let you guys know, let's get into something else. Just one last tidbit, and then I'm out of here. If it's not what you know, it's who you know. I'm going to show you guys something. Okay. I'm going to let you guys know something. In 2014, Pat Quinn was the governor of Illinois. He appointed Melanie Span Cooper to the Racing Commission. She finished her tenure there, and guess who appointed her to the Illinois Liquor Control Commission? Governor J.B. Pritzker. She has been serving on the Illinois Liquor Control Commission from 2019 until present. Remember, she said, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. This right here, Governor Pritzker makes appointment to Liquor Control Commission, July 16, 2019. First person, right here. Melanie Span Cooper will serve as commissioner on the Illinois Liquor Control Commission. Not what you know, is who you know. Part of the reason why Lil Stank says what she says at times. Okay? Whew. Lord, have mercy. This was a long investigation today. I spent the better part of today investigating this and trying to put the pieces together. Now, I feel conflicted because I feel like Miss Span Cooper, she has a great legacy in this radio station. I feel like maybe Ms. Draper let the radio station down by not doing her research. SP, you are pulling the curtain on the Wizard of Oz. I don't even know. I'm just doing what I do. This is what I do. I love to do this. This is what I do. I hope she is also disappointed. I hope they don't think it was fair interview for the voters. Yeah. You coming together while Tiffany interview went like it did. Good, babe, Solo. I'm glad. Okay, it was correctional officer. Big Rick. Hi, Big Rick. How are you? Are appointments like that paid? Yes, they are paid. Would you like for me to show you the salary? I will show you the salary. Give me 1 second. If you would, please like, subscribe, share this video, contribute if you feel like that's something you could do. That QR code is my Cash App. Across the bottom of the screen is my Cash App is running. You can super chat. I don't care. Either way, just do what you do. I'm going to show you guys the salary because, yes, there is a salary. Winky people all over knew that interview was off, especially coming from big radio station. It was. Yeah, they didn't at all because they could see who's calling. Thank you, Miss Lisa J. And she is, I think, today. I don't know what happened. I can't I can't call it right now. I hope the powerful women acknowledge what a letdown the interview was. I hope they do. I hope they see all of the comments that we made and they try to figure out why these comments were being made. You're welcome, Babe Solo. Yes, I'm depressed of all this history and how it ties all together. We have a lot of work to do, and we are. All right, Winky Wonder. Let me show you guys the salary. All right, and here we have it. Here is the salary. In 2023, she got $3,200 for a gross yearly amount of $37,400. In November of 2024, she now gets $3,400 for a gross of $39,200. Thank you, Babe Solo, for the super chat of $9.99. I appreciate it so much. I'm curious if Tiff paid for that interview with her meager campaign funds. She did not need to pay for the interview. She did not need to pay for the interview. Thank you, Unbroken Angel. Babe Solo, I appreciate you. Same here. I am seriously thinking about moving to Alaska. I will obtain a job in corrections and live a quiet life. Okay. Mari Sid, hello, how are you? It's like the mayor. She's chosen by God, but she keeps playing with God. That's what she said. She said she was chosen by God. I don't know if God is saying that, but that's what she said. Thank you so much, Babe Solo. I appreciate you. And she's getting $40,000 for going to meetings, or are they doing work? Winky Wonder, the Illinois Liquor Commission, they hear cases from investigations, and they make judgments on whether people get to keep their liquor licenses for their businesses or not, based on investigations that are being done by the liquor agents. So, I mean, definitely doing a minimum amount of work, I guess a fair amount of work. They have to read the cases and they have to read all of the evidence and information. So it could take some time. So, I probably would say that's probably a fair amount. And it hasn't gone up too much. From $37,000 to $39,000, $2,000. That's basically, cost of living adjustment. So, okay. The reason I said that it seemed more like a commercial for her campaign, yeah, because of the way that they were steering all of the conversation, the questions, the conversation, the people, because they could see people's names and phone numbers. I believe that's the reason why she was taking so many commercial breaks, because Lil Stank could see who was calling, and she would say, I'm not going to answer no questions from them, or don't let them talk. That's what I believe was happening. Oh, that's a big responsibility. I hope they do what's right and don't take payoffs. Mostly they've done what's right from what I could read. I'm sure, All in the queue, you have a strong platform. Correctional officer for lockdown. Thank you. I hope so. I'm just trying to, that part, Big Rick, correctional officer for lockdown. I'm just trying to put the information out there. I'm not manipulating the information. I'm not presenting you anything that you can't find. As a matter of fact, what I'll do is I will link my presentation that has all of these things linked, all of these articles linked to it. I will post it on my community page if you all want to. If you all tell me in the comments that you want to have this presentation to review, then I'll put it on my community page for a little while. Okay? Satan called himself a God when people still kill, destroy their actions. That part, Yasael. Yes. That's why Tiff kept looking at her phone. Exactly. Okay. Well, listen, it is 12:38. I'm sure that you all need to go to bed. I've got some more investigations to do. Lil Stank was live streaming during the break, and we got to see how they acted. I got a lot from her live stream. Child, she ain't talking about nothing. For me, she just more lies and more lies and more lies. And me, I'm just tired of hearing that. We need to figure out what we need to change in our government, who we need to remove from our government. That's what we need to be focused on. And so learning these things about people, and we need to be learning how you get appointed to these commissions and these committees, because we need to start putting good people there, good people in these committees and things. Why is it only the elite that get appointed to these committees? It should be regular residents on there as well. The Most High only living in. That's right. You're doing an excellent work and enjoy your show. All in you. Thank you, Status Quo. Status Quo, do you have a page? I would love to follow you if you do. You did so good tonight. I appreciate your knowledge. Winky Wonder, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And the donation was received. Thank you. Okay. Do you know exactly who to contact in order to lodge a complaint against the interviewer? I mean, to somebody who matters. The real McCoy, if I was you, I would go to the WVON website and I would contact or leave a complaint there, so that the owner of the station can see your complaint. That's what I would do. Thank you, Super Producer, for such a great show. You're welcome. Again, thank you. Thank you, Jim C. Thank you for being here. Without you guys, I don't have a show. So thank you. We need more people like you who will follow the rabbit trails to uncover motives. Thanks. Great info, SP. Good night. Good night, Terry Williams. Excellent investigation. I enjoy it. I'm so glad. Thank you. Thank you. Complaining to WVON as uses the fix was in, and Cleopatra was following instructions. Maybe she was. Maybe she wasn't. I don't know. I feel like, don't ever feel like your complaint goes unheard. I feel like if you want to get it out and you need to get it out, make the complaint, but make it directly to the station. Don't make it to the radio personality, because they get paid. They get paid to do a job, and they're not really going to care about your complaint. Because as long as the station keep paying them, they're going to keep having a job. So, she still said she doesn't know anything about that charity. A mess, a whole mess. Had that radio station up there looking like the Roland Martin show. A whole mess. That's his channel. Let me go. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm going to subscribe to Status Quo channel, because okay. Anyway, if he decide to start something, I'm on there. Okay, Status Quo, I'm on there. I'm on there now. Thank you, Nope, not even. Yeah, the owner is definitely going to play politics, because I just showed you guys. They're on a lot more committees than just the Liquor Commission. They're also a trustee on the Loyola College board. It's just so many things that they are involved in. They're also on the museum, the Disabled Museum board. I mean, it's just so many things. Okay. I believe that the radio station person is a good person at heart. The legacy of this radio station, if I was to lodge a complaint, that is the angle that I would come from. That the legacy of this radio station. But I'm going to show you all another video on Wednesday. I'm going to show you another video on Wednesday when we talk about this particular interview. Okay? Put complaints in the reviews on the station or on Google. Yeah, That's right. That'll be a good one, Winky Wonder. That's good because then everyone can see it. My critique of Cleopatra was that she is very uneducated and unpolished with the deceitful undertones. Think was just saying, yeah, right, sure, that part. hmm Thank you, Kenneth Dawkins. She's just not the one for the job. Yeah, that's what I felt. Yeah, correctional office for lockdown. Yeah, I was very disappointed because of that. Thank you, super producer. That's why Lois Thank feels she's protected. In a lot of ways, she's being corralled by a lot of people. Okay. Was the link to the owner of the show? Was the link to the owner from Status Quo just came up? Yeah, that was for Status Quo. I asked for that. You all let me know if you want me to put this presentation on my community page for you all to be able to access the link for a few days, just in case you want to access some of the websites, some of the information that's there, so you can just learn and know, or you maybe miss something. Let me know. Okay, Terry Williams. I will go and I will link this, my presentation, to my community page, and you all can be able to sift through this information at your leisure and be able to read it. Okay? 151 of us at 12:45. Man, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to you guys. Man, this is such a blessing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Why she keeps saying her seat? She doesn't own those seats. That's what I try to say. Post it. I want to watch the show about the station too. Okay. I'm going to post it. Hold on. Let me post it right now while I'm up here so I don't forget. Give me 1 second. Then I'll see it. Then I can have one of y'all go see if it works to make sure it works. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to post it on my community page. I'm sorry. I just got here too. That is what. Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry about it. You can rewind, real McCoy. Then you can hear whatever it is that you need to hear. I'm about to put this link on my community page, but I'm going to need one of y'all to tell me that it works, okay? Just give me a second. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I'm going to go to my community page. Okay, somebody go to my community page. I love that I'm not the only one with terrible sleep habits. We tune in at random. Yes, I love that. Random times for the super producer. I love that. She asked about it. The real McCoy. I don't post content on that channel. Yeah, I asked. Well, status quo, one day you might. And if you do, I'm going to be right there. Okay, somebody go. Somebody go to my community page and let me know if you can access the presentation. And I'll leave it there for a little while so y'all can. And what you do is you're just going to click on, you'll see there's like links in there. There's like, hold on, let me get to one of the pages. Justin Thompson, thank you so much. You didn't have to, but thank you, sir. Thanks, Super for all that you do. Paris Cooper, the owner of who? If you touch the articles in the presentation, they will take you to the page. Just, you got to touch it a certain way, usually like right in the center, and it will take you to the page, okay? Thank you, Justin Thompson. Terry Williams, yes, it posted. Does it work though, Terry? If you click on it, do you get the, I just want to make sure you all get the presentation. Okay, it works, Big Rick? Okay. Okay. Prayers for a beautiful sister, Deputy Duncan of the Cook County Sheriff Department. Yes, oh my God. That, her son, oh, Jesus. He took me out, correctional officer for lockdown. Took me out. Oh, in Turks and Caicos, right? Oh, my prayers are with her son. He was so hurt. Oh, Lord. Okay, good. Thank you, Big Rick. I'm only tired by the dog. Okay. It's in the community page. Yeah. I like the commentaries. That's okay. All right. So, all right. It's time for me to get up out of here. Rip to yes, rip to Deputy Duncan. Rest in heaven to Deputy Duncan. And prayers to her son and her entire family, because that was devastating. My deepest condolences to all of them. Wow. And to the Cook County Sheriff family, that was probably a huge loss. And yeah. It's on my community page, Paris Cooper. Go to my community page, tab, and it's there. All right. I'm getting ready to get out of here. I got to finish some investigations. I will see you guys tomorrow because I will be broadcasting live from the town hall meeting. Okay? I will be broadcasting live from the town hall meeting tomorrow. And I'm going to be there extremely early so I can make sure that I'm on the inside and I get in and I get set up for you guys. Okay? Super producer wishes nothing but blessings for your life. And Lord have mercy. I hope that this broadcast enlightened you and somehow propels you forward in any of your decision making. Okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I'll be live for the town hall meeting. Okay? See y'all tomorrow.
To show, to know what to do, just jump in the queue, it's up to you. So what you gonna do? All in the queue, it's up to you.